Welcome to the Explainer. So, have you noticed the absolute explosion in artificial intelligence recently? It seems like literally every company on Earth is trying to figure out how to use it. But here's the really intriguing mystery we're unraveling today. Despite having access to what is arguably the most advanced technology in human history, so many businesses are completely stalling out when it comes to actually implementing it. Why? Well, because they're missing an absolutely crucial human element. Today, we're exploring the hottest, most highly sought-after new job in the entire artificial intelligence industry. Okay, let's dive into this 800%. According to some really fresh data from the jobs platform Indeed, monthly job listings for this highly specific, customer-facing AI role have rocketed by more than 800% just between January and September of 2025 alone. That's not just growth. That is a literal rocket ship trajectory for a position that, frankly, barely even existed in the mainstream just a couple of years ago.
And who exactly is driving this unprecedented surge? Well, it's the absolute heavyweights of the generative AI world. We're talking about major players like OpenAI, Anthropic, and Cohere. They aren't just casually recruiting, they're actively scrambling to hire these specialists. They've realized that building a massive, incredibly smart AI model is really only half the battle. The other half, it's actually helping everyday businesses adopt and integrate those models into their daily workflows.
Which brings us to Section 1, the AI hiring spree. To really understand this massive push to generate revenues by taking these experts right out of the lab and installing them directly inside client businesses, just look at the explosive scale of demand here. Arnaud Fournier, who heads up this specific initiative for OpenAI in Europe and the Middle East, says they're aggressively scaling their team to 50 engineers in 2025. Over at Anthropic, they're growing their applied AI team, which includes these exact engineers fivefold this year alone. They literally cannot hire fast enough to meet customer demand.
Moving right along to Section 2, defining forward-deployed engineers.
So, we've seen the mystery of this incredible hiring boom. But now, it's time to master the concept. What exactly is a forward-deployed engineer? Well, an FDE for short is an incredibly rare hybrid. We are talking about a software developer who possesses the deep, hardcore technical skills required to write complex code, combined with the soft, interpersonal communication skills needed to talk directly to customers. It's like finding a unicorn. Right now, businesses across sectors, healthcare, manufacturing, finance, they desperately want to use AI. They know it's the future, but they don't know how to generate an actual return on investment. The FDE is the person who walks through their doors to solve that exact puzzle.
And this brilliantly illustrates what Kat de Jong, the head of applied AI at Anthropic, points out. A massive Fortune 500 bank has completely different custom AI needs compared to a nimble AI-native startup. You just can't hand both of these companies the exact same out-of-the-box software and wish them luck. The bank might need deep legacy system integration and really strict compliance guardrails, while the startup might need rapid, creative text generation. The FDE translates those unique environments into actual functional AI.
Nick Predijon, the head of AI in the UK at Palantir, summarizes this perfectly. He says, you want to build something that when you present to the customer, they say, that's a game changer. He refers to this role as doing product discovery from the inside. It's not about just guessing what the market wants from some fancy office in Silicon Valley. It's about sitting right there at the client's desk, feeling their pain points, and building the game changer right in front of them.
Let's transition to Section 3, the Palantir origin stork.
Now, you might assume this is a brand new concept cooked up alongside the recent generative AI craze, but let's walk through this timeline together. The concept actually stems from the military decades ago, where elite soldiers were forward deployed into foreign countries to operate directly on the front lines. Then, about 20 years ago, the data intelligence powerhouse Palantir actually pioneered this exact job title in the tech space. They started forward deploying their engineers directly onto the front lines of business and government. They've sent FDEs everywhere from military bases in Iraq and Afghanistan to U.S. factory floors and oil refineries. And now, here in 2025, modern generative AI companies are emulating this exact battle-tested model. What's fascinating is that when Palantir sends out these teams, they often deploy them in highly effective pairs, known internally as Echo and Delta. Echo is the specialist charged with deducing exactly what the client needs, listening, translating abstract business jargon, and figuring out the core problem. Delta is the specialist with the profound technical skills to sit down and actually build that solution. Together, this pair flawlessly translates abstract business chaos into functional technical realities. So the crucial point is exactly what Predijon says here. The only valuable software is not how exquisite its code is or how beautiful the language. It's only valuable if it means something for the end customer. This completely contrasts with traditional heads-down coding, where an engineer might obsess over elegant code in isolation. The FDE's ultimate goal is simply, does this mean something to the customer? Does it actually solve their problem today?
All right, on to Section 4, Bridging the AI Gap.
Let's look at how modern AI startups are taking that Palantir blueprint and aggressively applying it today. Cohere's co-founder and CEO, Aidan Gomez, lays out a brilliant deployment strategy here. Step 1. Embed the engineers right at the start of the contract. Step 2. Ensure customers get exactly what they need built, tailored directly to their specific data. Step 3. Scale back once the companies are confidently up and running. It's an ingenious way to use FTEs to build long, incredibly durable relationships without the immense cost of keeping massive technical teams on site forever.
Which brings us to Section 5, the John Deere success.
Theories and strategies are great, for sure, but let's look at the real-world proof. OpenAI didn't just sell an API license to the massive agricultural manufacturer John Deere and say, hey, wish you the best. No, they partnered with them. OpenAI sent forward-deployed engineers directly to John Deere. These engineers literally got their hands dirty figuring out how to custom build and integrate OpenAI's advanced technology right into heavy agricultural machinery to create more precise farming tools. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the staggering results of that embedded partnership, 60 to 70%. By having those AI engineers on the ground customizing the technology for the specific day-to-day realities of a farm, they enabled tractors to target weeds with such precision that farmers reduced their chemical spraying by up to 70%. That is massive cost savings, a massive environmental benefit, and undeniable proof of real-world ROI.
Let's bring this all together in Section 6, the future of AI.
Because having these engineers out in the field isn't just a one-way street, it actually creates an incredibly powerful symbiotic AI loop. Arnaud Fournier from OpenAI explains this perfectly. First, the AI companies learn what customers in completely different industries actually need. Second, they experiment and innovate together right there on the ground. And third, and guys, this is the absolute most important part, they feed those invaluable real-world insights back to base. Deploying these FDEs gathers data on what works in the real world, which then advances the foundational AI research and makes the core models smarter for everyone else. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a bit of a provocative thought. Look at your own business, or the industry you work in. Is a forward-deployed engineer the missing link in your AI strategy? We have all this incredibly powerful technology right at our fingertips, but without the rare hybrid engineer to bridge the gap between AI hype and real-world ROI, it's just potential sitting on a shelf. The future of AI isn't just about better code, it's about the people who carry that code onto the front lines. Thank you so much for joining me, and keep exploring.